Oh, that's nice.
Hello. This is the challenge review. We're going over episode 4, which was how did you feel about this episode, sir, the rookie, sir?
Yes, the rookie. I'm back again with my rookie thoughts. Um, so one thing I always enjoy about the challenge is that the actual challenges. So I enjoyed that, and I was happy for my man Nelson. I mean, he's been struggling for the for the longest time. So for the streak to finally end, to have his moment in the sun, I said, "Good job, sir."
Yeah, whatever about Nelson winning anything because he never knows how to win with any humility. That's his problem. Never. So
But you know, why should he?
I
Why
just
should he? He has been struggling for the longest time. This was his moment, his time. He don't need to share this with anyone except his lovely partner. That was the only because she helped out big time. But I was happy for him. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if he's some kind of dirtbag guy, but I enjoy winners winning. So
well, you know what? Shout out to him for his win. Can't take that from him, but I just wish he would have been a little bit more nice about it, less of a douche. But can't ask for too much from him. They kind of touched on Horatio and Laurel and their relationship in the early stages of the episode. How do you feel about that? Because I know you said last episode that you were kind of like, it's an interesting dynamic because Horatio seems so soft and cuddly, and Laurel
mhm.
seems a little bit more assertive.
Well, last week when you and Mike were talking about Horatio, and he's like, he's a laid back dude. He's pretty laid back. The other lady, I'm not so familiar with, but she's a lot more aggressive. Correct?
Yes,
I mean, it's an interesting pairing. I mean, they say opposites attract. So
they definitely are attracting.
they are. I mean, that part was interesting because um, I was walking around back and forth. I was getting my notes and everything together, and in that scene, you see like not only just they're pairing up, like the whole house is pairing up. Just
Yeah,
at that point, I was sitting there saying I had to figure out what I was watching. I mean, you have I think Fessy was doing something.
there's
Uh,
Fessy and Colleen. It was Laurel and Horatio,
Jordan.
Lori and Jordan, which that was the most shocking to me, obviously, for obvious reasons. Like, I mean, yeah, I did not expect that one, but I guess it's just a sense of familiarity. Obviously, they were
I
together for a long time.
I don't. I think feelings like I mean I don't know how long they were together, but they just don't go away.
Mhm.
So I mean it was almost just pretty much because what was it last episode right or the episode before or what was it? I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before, but she poured her heart out and
Last
said
episode.
it was the last episode and said all these things like things didn't go away, but they talked it out and that was cool. And I guess that was enough for him to be like, yeah, good talk, nice talks. Yeah, because I that scene, it was just there was a lot going on. I was hard to keep up at that point because there was a lot of people sharing beds and
Don't forget Nelson and Olivia as well.
Nelson, he just stay winning.
All right. So then after that, we had, I'm pulling up my little notes.
Yes.
Darrell and Veronica, they joined. How do you feel about that? I know you don't really know a lot about them, but what was your vibe off of Darrell and Veronica joining?
So quick point. I was asked to fill in for the great Mike Knoxxx, who will be here next week. He said you're gonna learn to love Darrell, and I immediately didn't like that because I don't like being told what to do. So I immediately fell off like, no, I don't even like this guy. This guy can go somewhere. But the guy seemed like such a really lovely guy. Like I don't even think I can hate this guy. He's it's funny. He has such a terrible phobia of heights, right? I forgot his partner's name, but I paid more attention to him because there was things that was
Veronica.
Veronica. Thank you. He pointed out how he has such a phobia of heights, and I didn't realize his phobia was that bad. Where not being, because I understand not wanting to be too close, like stand on the roof and stand over the edge and all that stuff. I totally understand. But I think they had bunk beds in the house, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like heights." And I'm like, I love bunk beds, but I just want to say I do like Darrell. He comes off like a really charming individual. So it's hard for me to sit here and say anything, and I think that even plays out later in the episode when we get to I call it the final challenge, and him and Veronica are saved. So it teaches you that being pretty decent saves you. Unlike unlike Tommy and I can't wait till we talk about that. But unlike Tommy and what you call it, but carry on. This is your show.
No. Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you said. Darrell is very chill, laid back. Veronica is a legend in the challenge, show. So yeah, I was very happy to see them there. I know that they intimidated a lot of, teams, obviously, because of, just the credentials between them both. Yeah, so I was really happy to see them, and yeah, they're being good with people paid off.
But you saw how because we got like 2 rookie teams now, because that house is starting to be filled up with more veterans, and a lot of I know 2 rookies that were already sitting there saying, "Great, more." It's hilarious to me because it's like, I can't find the terminology, but like if you're a rookie and you see a veteran, you're just like, "Oh, great, we got more of these people infesting the house."
Yeah.
And it's just so hilarious. And I forgot which rookie said this, but one rookie said, "If I win the challenge, count your time, veteran."
That was Kim.
Oh, he's a star. I gotta sit here and say he is a star. I want a segment where we talk when we get to the end, just literally talking about, because he was really hilarious in that last part. But yeah, he said that, and I just thought that was funny. He came off like some kind of like Dr. Eggman and said, count your time, hedgehog. Like such a super villain.
I feel like Kim and Colleen are such an unexpected, entertaining group. Like, because a lot of times in the challenge, they do put a lot of filler teams, that don't really bring a lot entertainment wise. But I feel like they do. Like, and I didn't expect it. I don't know why, because they seemed really quiet in the beginning. But that's probably just, heavily because of editing. So yeah, I like them.
And I also think too, because the teams are starting to really. I mean, teams. The house is starting to slim down a little bit. Now you're getting to see more different personalities, because there's some people I didn't even know who they were. I was like, who? I already don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
But like a lot of faces that I saw today, like there was one, I think her name was Amber, and I was like, oh, this is the first time I've ever seen you.
Oh gosh, You're not the only one who said that. A lot of people, they have been like pretending other people don't exist in the house. I don't know. I forget who it was. I think it was Chauncey. He said something about her being like the leader of the rookies. And someone tweeted, like, I would believe Amber was the leader of the rookies if I hadn't just found out she was on the show today.
Yeah. Isn't she in that middle? Because it's like she's a rookie, but she's not. Does that make sense? Like, because I remember they were saying she was like, I don't have that relationship, or I don't have like you used the word credentials, like the veterans, but I'm in that. I know how to play the game because I'm in that mid. I think that's what it was, right? She said she was in the mid.
I don't know what it is, but from the very beginning, the vets just were weird towards Amber. And she still managed to win on her rookie season. But they were still very weird to her. And so every time she's come back, the vets treat her like a pariah, even though she's been here. Like, they treat her like a rookie no matter what. They never look out for her. It's so messed up. I don't understand them. I love Amber. She's great.
That's why, like, in the beginning when we were doing the review, I was like, yeah, I'm for, like, I thought it was a big play move. I know a lot of people say it wasn't. But when the rookies were like, nah, we need to teach these veterans a lesson, because look at this crap. Like, I find it humorous that, well, you're not veteran enough, so I look down at you.
Yeah.
That's what it comes off as. But
no, that's what it is.
But then we had the I mean, do you want to talk about the challenge? Or do you want anything else you want?
No, you're right. So we have this challenge, and I absolutely would fail this if they were asking me to do this. I would never do this. I am terrified of heights. Absolutely not. And it just feels unnecessary. Why do I have to hang off of this? There's nothing else you could do. I like it.
I tweeted. I said I would have just quit. I know for a fact, like, it's like, oh, so you're gonna give up all that money? Yeah, because this guy who what's his name? JT, right? TJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I be taking notes. That's why I'm the third
Hey,
man.
wait, it's TJ. I was like JT.
We were talking about Degrassi. Um, I just think this guy he has sick thrills, because I personally would be like, my health is not a joke, sir. I think you just get sick thrills on me doing these crazy things. So when I saw this thing, I would have walked. I would have said, if my partner, I would have said, yo, you want to do this? You on your own, because I ain't doing this. And they're doing this challenge, and shout out to these guys. Shout out to Darrell. I really want to give him a big time shout out because it was clear he don't like heights, and he even said first day first day here. Hey, how do you feel about hanging 300 feet high off a roof? Nah, nah, TJ. That's even your real name. I would not. No, but he did great. I thought, and a lot of these guys, they were trying. There was one team that was really hilarious because it looked like like there was the circus because they were in the air like this and this stuff.
That's Tommy and Annalise. Tommy is so dramatic. He was more about having like a Swan Lake moment, like going like as opposed to grabbing the freaking flag, which was the point of the challenge, not to do like you were or Titanic or some shit. It was so ridiculous. Like Tommy is so dramatic. Like he literally is Broadway.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Tommy was failing all through this day. I guess he felt like he had that moment because I know someone said I can have my action hero moment. I don't know. He wasn't trying to get the job done, but Nelson got that bad boy done. He got that done. There was two people, right? It was Nelson. It was Nelson and
Nelson, Nerese, and then it was Jordan and Anissa.
I want to give a shout out to also Veronica because when she had to do run and jump, she's a very small woman. So it looked like she never even her feet ever left the ground. I don't know. It's just I sat there and I said she did it for the little people. She even said
yeah, she said she's not a jumper.
That's what
transparency. Yeah, but shout out to Jordan, and I have to commend him for his how he's been bigging up Anissa, like because I feel like Anissa throughout her time in the challenge has always struggled with confidence in these challenges. So I have to commend him for how he's being so patient with Anissa.
Well, I feel like with this whole dynamic, the challenge, ride or die, that's what you got to do. That's how you know who's a team. Because some people are just really not a team. You can tell they just threw together, no chemistry. And I'm not sure like how long they knew each other and stuff like that. But, when you have someone and they're going, yo, you got this, you can do this. And they believe it. And then the results pay off like how you got right there where they were able to grab that flag.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I loved it. And I'm happy for Anissa that she has a really good partner because she's gotten some pretty bad ones in the past. So this is a pretty good one, I will say. But Nelson finally 54 daily losses, and he finally has a win. Finally.
Shout out to the big dog. It was his time. Like I said before, it was his time in the sun. Everyone doubted him. Everyone kept laughing at him. They kept saying, hey, you going to get it this time, Nelson? Nah, I'm just kidding. Just try your best, kid. And he went out there and performed, and he did it. And he said, yeah. So when you sit here and you say, oh, he wasn't humble, why should he? They were laughing at him this whole time when he was losing. Nelson the loser. I see the tweets, and I saw them, and now he has it. Now it can be changed to Nelson the winner, and now he can have this moment by himself. There's nothing but victory laps for that man, and there's so much momentum right now, he can't be stopped.
That's a little dramatic.
That's why they hired him.
So, yes, Nelson got his win, and they ended up going with putting up. Now, Olivia, I gotta say, give it to her for her mastermind plan of saying, throw me in. So they'll think we're not really as close as they think because we have been sharing a bed together. And it'll help us build a relationship with Veronica and Darrell one of the vets, so we can be full on both sides. I was like, okay, Olivia, shout out to you. Okay, Miss Brains of the operation. Like Horatio's just there for looks. That was obvious from the beginning. Okay. He's just the bronze and the beauty. That's it. Well, Olivia's beautiful too, but you know what I mean. So I thought that was cool. So they put up Olivia, Horatio, Darrell, Veronica, because they just came in, so it made the most sense, which is reasonable. Totally get that. Colleen and Kim, because they have no real ties. That's understandable as well. And Tommy and Annalise, because of the fallout from last week when they broke their word to Olivia and Horatio, which ultimately sent them in. So that was really an interesting pick, but I think it was the least shaky amount of people they put together so far in the last like 4 episodes. What do you think of that?
Olivia's just a genius. Like when she was like breaking down everything and just being with it. And I love that because Johnny was like really, I don't know why, but now I'm kind of not feeling Johnny. You know, like Johnny just seemed like I don't know about Johnny. I don't know. He kind of reminded me of, never mind. But when Olivia's name and Horatio was, I've said his name. Horatio was in they were picked. And he was like, oh, so I guess you wasn't as close as you thought. Haha. And meanwhile, Olivia just said, oh, banana. You don't know nothing. So I thought that was great. Tommy going in there. And was it? I don't want to butcher her name. Wasn't it Tommy and Annalise? Yeah, I put analyze. I don't know why I was trying to spell so quick. But when they went in, because the episode opened with I believe Olivia and Horatio yelling at him, saying like, yo, what was that about? And I don't blame Horatio for being so concerned because he's like, yeah, you're saying I got your word, but actions means more. So, you're saying you got me, but I don't know. So Horatio was thinking too. I know you were saying before, Olivia was the mastermind, but I like that he also was sitting there in the back of his head saying, yo, we can get screwed. We can still get screwed. Right. Because that I don't feel like she put that in her mind, but he did. Because you want to think one step ahead. I forget which one said that, but they want to have multiple steps ahead. They want to be like without the sound effects. Colin and Kim, they're hilarious to me because right, they don't talk to anybody. They just really. That's why, like, honestly, tonight when I saw Colin and Kim, I was like, yo, these guys are kind of cool. Well, Kim, he's kind of cool.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Colleen just talks to Fessy. That's it. And Fessy talks to everyone, as we've seen. So,
yeah, absolutely, nasty, just nasty.
So they go into deliberation, and no one really gives any concrete argument. I think that's why I said that I felt like this was the easiest elimination picks because everyone was just like, yeah. Yeah, Annalise and Tommy, like, yeah, we know why. Olivia and Horatio, obviously, they're in on the plan. Darrell and Veronica, they're assured that they're not the target. And Colleen and Kim are just like, yeah, we've been here before, whatever. Like, I think this is like their 3rd time. So they're just like, yeah.
They're just so accustomed to it. They're just like, yeah, all right. Like, almost like, can you just keep the couch warm for me? Have the tea warm?
Yep. So I got to commend Nelson because Nelson single-handedly made Nerys, who is obviously in the last, few episodes has made it clear that she's team rookie, obviously with her being aligned with Johnny before he got eliminated with Raven. So he made Nerys feel like she had a say in this thing. And all for it to end up with it being 2 rookies ending up in elimination at the end of the day. So rookies went home either way. And Nerys doesn't see that she lost in this power struggle between them both because he still gets to keep his vets. His vets untouched. A rookie team went home, and Nerys seemed like she was very team rookie. But I mean, they weren't aligned with either of those rookies, so I guess that doesn't really matter. But I'm just saying it's something to look at. I have to give him his props. He got very little blood on his hands with this specific lineup.
How do I word this? Because like I think you said everything really perfectly because there was no alliance. That's what I'm looking at. Like I get that. Like she was for her rookies, and I get that. But these were not rookies that were like Kim and Colin barely spoke to anybody, and they definitely wanted to get rid of Tommy and Elise because of their actions. So I mean, I feel like that, like you said, it was so easy. Like I still understand the concept of like, wow, you got rid of your rookies. That's not, but these were useless rookies, or useless to them. I would say useless to them because they were never. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, so they ended up picking Tommy and Annalise. No matter what, they were going in.
So they knew though.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah, everyone knew that they were definitely the targets. I think what it was is they tried to send home Olivia. Olivia is highly aligned with Nelson. That was a terrible idea. He was the last person that could have won for them to have a positive outcome. It should have been someone else, but it wasn't. So they picked them. And in the draw, we have Colleen Kim, Olivia, Horatio, and then we also have, I believe it was Darrell and Veronica.
Yes.
So Horatio and Olivia end up picking the safe sword. Shout out to them; they deserved it. They're already 2-0 in eliminations, so they've already proven themselves. I feel. They end up picking Darrell and Veronica to be safe with them, which leaves Colleen and Kim vulnerable. Which it didn't seem like they were shocked or bothered that they weren't picked, but to a little bit, I guess Colleen was. But I'm like, how could you? You guys don't talk to anyone except for Fessy, who doesn't have any real power. The truth. Yeah. So it's Colleen and Kim versus Annalise and Tommy. And on paper, these are the two weakest teams in the game. Who else? Now let me hear.
No. Because I understand what you mean. But Tommy was just the weakest in this whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why when you said that, I was like, do I say it? Yes.
Yes.
Because this was such a one-sided game. Jesus. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what is with those. I blame the sneakers because he had no grip at all. This is the second case where someone's shoe either fell off or someone was doing the dirty dance. I don't know what was going on here. I sat there, I felt so bad. I almost started crying. I'm so sorry. I almost started freaking crying. It's sorry. I'm trying. And Elise, shout out to her because she had quite the muddy bath. Once again, TJ with his sick thrills. I would never do anything with him. If they ask me, do I want to be on this show? How about no? Because you have sick thrills. It's a crazy fetish. I'm not into that. Go somewhere, TJ. But seeing him try to do it and the legs, my boy Kim, he was a star. The way he was holding it like this, and he was so stone-faced.
And he was giving him he was giving him pointers. Like, he's supposed to be beating Tommy. He's giving him pointers. Like, oh, try this. He's like, oh, he's in the confession. Like, should I squat? Should I bend over? Should I sit? Like,
no, he was ridiculous. It was almost like watching a regular human being, and then right next to you was Thor, because this guy was just really just like, so what do I do? He really was like, what do I do? And when Johnny
killing me, I'm sorry.
And Johnny even said, it's bad when the other guy, and even everyone in the house, I mean, they really felt so bad for this guy. Like, everyone was helping. I don't know if Nelson and what's her name? I'm sorry, could I pronunciation?
Nerese.
Thank you. I don't know if they helped, but the whole house was just like, yeah, put your stir to your feet, like, don't bend. They were doing everything, and then he really tried, and even his partner at least was just really trying to say, you gotta believe in yourself. But you can hear the frustration.
You have to give it to Annalise, though. She was so patient and so graceful, because I've seen it in past challenges. Some women will berate if they're not doing it. Like, they're like, what the trust me, I've seen it bad. Like, people know Laurel. You've seen it bad.
I remember you telling me about her. You said she's quite the tweener. I think that's how you
definitely is a tweener. I'm sorry, I just can't get over Tommy. Like, I can't get it up. I just can't get it up. I just can't. Like, I'm sorry, Tommy.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said that, I sat here and said, "Poor Tommy is just struggling in life. He can't get it up. That is just awful thing. That is when a man has to say that. It's sad days. Tommy really had a really bad day. I mean, I felt bad for him when I saw him start crying. Then they played these like old WB sad music in the background. You felt that, right? It was like what some One Tree Hill background music. I said, "Poor guy. This guy's really
He
just
wasn't
having."
making any better. Him crying like, letting go in the rope like this. I'm like, Tommy, for God's sake, why is everything so dramatic with you, Tommy? Please.
If anything, Elise should be crying because she had to be paired with this loser. I mean, look, I'm sorry. And then when he went by her, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, she has mud on her face. I would have said, dude, get the hell away from me. And, you know, and Tommy seemed like such a nice guy. Like, I mean, when they went in elimination, they knew why they went in it. It was no excuse. They didn't sit here and have a turbo incident and whatnot. They just realized, like, yo, what we did was wrong. We got to pay for our consequences.
Which is why I was confused with Nelson talking about you should have owned up to him. Like, that's what they were doing, dingbat. Like, I'm sorry, his brain sometimes, it just not turn it on. Turn it on. Now that's what I feel like. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that Nelson, turn it on. The brain. But I thought it was a fun episode. I always love the challenges. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of pairings going on. And it's you know, real quick, Olivia's game plan, it reminded me of I remember talking to you one time. I was talking about I Love Money. I can't think of the blonde hair girl named Megan. And she came with such a plan, and they systematically destroyed the Stallion Year Alliance. No, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was that. Right. No, and they got rid of, I think it was Chance or White. No, it was Chance, right? So when she did all this just to confuse the house, I thought it was brilliant. So fun episode. It was a fun episode.
Very fun, and we see next week is just going to get more and more intense. And I see Laurel, they might be waking up the dragon from what I've seen in the trailer. So we'll see. Next week's episode is probably going to be very intense.
Very. And I mean, I don't know if there's any other pieces you wanted to add to this, but I think we covered pretty much everything from stuff in the house, the challenges, Nelson's big win, and Tommy's downfall.
Yeah.
The downfall of Tommy.
That was a bad downfall. That was really bad. That was just really bad.
Sad.
But yeah, no, I think we've covered everything. And I feel like this was a fun episode. I'm seeing the rise of Olivia, of her main character potential for this show. That's what I'm seeing. I
was gonna say I agree with that. I see that definitely because you see them putting her more into the forefront. They're pushing her right into the forefront. So absolutely. So I see that coming. And also too, with her coming up with plans like this, you know there's gonna be more focus on her character going forward. So I agree to all that.
Exactly. So with that being said, thank you to everybody that stopped by to view and, just like listen to our psychobabble. Have a good, amazing night. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, folks.